Apparently there's an after I punch the mannequin, there's supposed to be another TV. I didn't go any further than that because I didn't see the third TV last time.
What is
I don't
this
want
place?
it to tell me what to do.
It looks depressing.
I don't want to cheat
but there
too
must
much
be a
anyway.
connection.
I just don't want to be stuck in the same place.
What are you...
Okay. So, here's that.
A CRT TV.
Okay. So, I did these right. I was correct.
A torso with a head.
If it has a head...
Yeah. Choke it. It's not cheating. They should have made the game better. No, it's just me. I guess I wasn't looking around good enough. There was supposed to be another TV after I punched the mannequin, but I didn't see it. But I also didn't have enough time because I don't think I'm using the timey things correctly. And it kind of confuses me. Because time to 30 seconds, so that's 40 seconds. So it should only take 30 seconds instead of 40 seconds. So you think that would help me out. And then there's that. And then I was right in punching the mannequin. I mean, I guess I just, if I streamline it and not like run around too much, but then I wouldn't have been able to find, no. Make time 1/6. So this should take 21 seconds instead of 130. But I can't use timey here. What the heck? I mean, I guess. It'll leave me like 40 seconds, which that sucks. Why were they able... Okay, they didn't use... I guess they didn't use it on that one. They used it on the TV. Well, I used it on the TV too. Okay, that's... not that TV.
You have 1 minute left.
I guess.
An old-fashioned TV.
Okay, now can I use this timey and make it smaller? 8 seconds. Walking in Yenri's choking a torso with a head. Awkward. Okay, here's the third murder.
Please. Help me. Help me.
I bet you that's her. She sit there and watch the murders? Or stand there? Was she forced to watch the murders?
This was the third victim of the original Cyclops killer.
Why does Iris know that?
There is a possibility that she saw it online or on TV.
She even reproduced the circumstances of the killing. Would her imagination explain that?
I don't think so.
Date, we have no direct evidence. For now, we must continue investigating.
Locker.
Right.
They're looking right at the locker. Oh, it's not very much time.
Time's up.
That's bullshit. How the hell?
Just a locker.
Oh no. Whatever one I choose. This has to be the last straw. Maybe she's the one guiding the murderer to the victims? Maybe. That could be it as well. I don't understand. I streamlined that shit. And I used a timey every time I could. Listen, open, or peek. Open takes the most seconds, so you think that would be the right call. But that's not always... I mean, there's nothing I can do. Because no matter what timing I use, it's still gonna be out of time. Open it. Oh!
Iba?
It exploded.
It's all right. More importantly,
Oh. Oh. Mousetrap? Oh! Oh! You had plenty of time instead you chose to watch this. What are you talking about? It's so big, that would be too heavy. What's going on? What's gonna happen? The drug! It's gonna explode. Kaboom! Well, goddamn. That was a display. Who's that? What? What? Wait. Was that Date? Bro! Alright, boss. You's got some splaining to do.
What happened in that Somnium?
We saw it too.
The 4 murdered women are without a doubt the victims of the original Cyclops serial killings.
That means...
The murders that occurred 6 years ago are these memory fragments that coalesced in this Somnium.
No. That means the person who killed them was...
Was?
Help me understand this. What I saw during the sink earlier, that was the scene of the original Cyclops serial killings, right?
Yeah.
So the person doing the killing was the original Cyclops killer.
Right.
Did you see him? He was...
I saw your face. The original
Boss.
Cyclops killer was...
It can't be. That's impossible.
Date, you cannot say that for certain. You have no memories past 6 years ago.
Boss.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer.
And
You're
you
missing your
knew!
left eye. So you steal them from others.
I'm kidding. You can't be the Cyclops killer.
Really?
Of course not.
Why?
Do you think I would hire a serial killer? You interrogated Iris before the sync. What you saw in the Somnium was just a manifestation of the fear you put in her.
Are you sure?
Didn't I tell you? The entire case is a state secret.
I don't give a
No
shit!
matter how many times
It's
you ask,
obviously
I won't
related to
tell
this
you
one!
anything.
You are heeding progress of serial murders taking place right now because you won't open your mouth! How am I supposed to solve something when you refuse to say something that's obviously part of it? It's obviously related, and it obviously has more to do with the case now than you want to admit. Excuse me.
The Cyclops killer appeared 6 years ago. I lost my memory 6 years ago. There has to be some kind of connection.
There isn't. It's a coincidence.
Bullshit!
Really?
Really.
I don't like you.
You can't dream of something you know nothing about.
That means Iris must know about the killings.
She
6
was
years
there
ago,
witnessing
Iris
that
was
shit.
12.
Did she witness the crime at age 12? And not just one, but all four?
And you know, and you're not telling me either. Because you think this is some goddamn joke.
I don't believe there's any meaningful connection.
Sure you don't.
Between the original and new Cyclops serial killings, I mean.
Why is that?
The culprit is not the same. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
How can you be so sure?
Because I can. Don't worry about it.
And
Just
you know
trust
it
me.
because it's me. What if it is? Or maybe you were. You freaking know! Because I can! Give me that shit! It's because you know and you're refusing to tell me. Which is crucial information that I need to know to solve this case that you put me on!
In the Somnium earlier, I saw someone else who might be the criminal. Who was he?
I wouldn't know. Remember what the boss said this morning. The original Cyclops killer has yet to be brought to justice.
Yeah.
After the investigation got going, it was taken over by the government and classified. That was the last we heard
Meaning they're
anything about
too
it.
lazy to figure it out and they're
Of
done.
course, they paid lip service to the idea that the investigation was ongoing, but in reality, it was dropped completely.
Yeah.
The Sinker does not always experience the somnium they expect. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. When using the sync machine for an investigation, we don't always see the memories we expect to see. True, oftentimes the subject will subconsciously want to express their dark secrets and repressed memories. That is why we see them so often in Somnia.
Government doesn't hire serial killers. They hire assassins. And they just get the job done. They don't have like a sick, weird motto. Do for information? where they have like an MO.
And why those Somnia are so useful for criminal investigations. But this is not a guarantee. We cannot control the content of our dreams, after all.
I'm angry. I don't want to talk to you anymore because you're just not going to say anything. Let me out. Shit. Why did the original Cyclops killer appear in Iris' Somnium?
It's like I told you before. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. This can be expressed as an equation. Dream D equals memory A plus memory B plus memory C. This, of course, means that Dream D is a fictional event. However, the same cannot necessarily be said about memory A, B, and C.
So all except the last one?
Those happened in reality. In other words, fiction is built from combinations of reality.
So what I saw in Somnium earlier...
Yes, I believe Iris actually witnessed those events.
But the last one was kind of fabricated through memories mishmashing together. That still doesn't answer the fact that y'all are refusing to tell me about information. I didn't learn anything from speaking with Boss and Pewter. If anything, the mystery only grew deeper. Yeah! Pewter shook me from my thoughts.
Dante, it looks like Iris is about to wake up.
Got it.
F you guys, I quit!
Hey,
You
Iris,
obviously don't want me on
about
this
that
case.
dream earlier.
Dream? What dream?
There is no point in asking her, Date. The subject of a sync does not experience somnium in the way that you do. They will not remember it.
Then what about the Cyclops killer from 6 years ago?
Cyclops killer? I remember hearing it on the news, but I was just a little girl. I don't remember anything specific.
You don't?
No,
What about the scene of the murder?
I don't know. I've never been there.
But
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones.
Repressed. So she used to know them. But her mind's repressing them?
You can't dream of something you know nothing about. Date, could you take Iris home?
huh?
We do not have enough evidence to hold her. Even in Somnium, we couldn't find anything. The law demands that we release her.
You cannot decline, Date.
Not if I quit my job, I can! God damn it! This is bullshit!
Date, could we make a stop first?
No! I'm not your chauffeur.
Sure. Where?
Marble. It's a bar in Golden Yokocho.
You know about that place?
Yeah, Mr. Okiura took me before.
Why do you want to go there?
There's something I want to talk about.
We can't talk here?
It might take a while.
What do you think?
There's no reason to refuse. Besides, there's a lot I want to ask her, too. Alright, sure.
Repressed memories! Is she sending Niall a message to someone? was curious, but I didn't want to pry. I turned the wheel and drove to Marble. Marble. I didn't see Mama anywhere. To my surprise, I saw Oda sitting in the corner.
Tessa!
I mean, he's old enough to be here, but why does she hang out here? 17.
Oh, Ota!
Now she's not gonna say anything. What do you want? Look at me like that. I will punch you right in the cheek. Where's Mama?
Oh, she left a little while ago.
For what?
She said something about going to help an acquaintance. She told me to watch the place until she got back.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all. It's my first time here.
Weird. I wasn't particularly surprised. Mom has always depended on the kindness of strangers ever since she opened Marble. Isn't your phone broken?
No, this is my new one. You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle.
Never thought I'd run into you
I was
here.
nihiling with Tessa earlier.
Yeah,
she
you
said
were.
she was going to Marble, so... I got here just before you did. Look, I was really worried about her. She was about to be charged with a serious crime.
That was that thing. What was that
This
thing
actually
about?
works out nicely. I want to ask you something, Ota. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris. You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing.
They're gonna think I did it.
That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? But before I tell you, who's that?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
Oh! You tased me! You bitch! What's that smile? What? Excuse me. Excuse me. When I woke up, I was lying on the sofa.
Where am I?
My head was killing me and my memory was foggy. I felt a sudden pain in my neck. I shot up, rubbing my neck. When I looked over to the counter, I saw a monster staring back at me. It took a few seconds before I realized it was just Mama.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. Where's Oda?
Ota, the boy I asked to watch the bar?
Yes.
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back.
Sure he was.
All I saw was you
Little
getting your
shit.
beauty sleep on the floor.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
It appears that he took off with Iris.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun. I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational.
Why didn't you wake me up?
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
No.
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle. Just like the old days.
What time is it?
It'll be 3 o'clock soon. In the morning, of course.
Date, the boss is calling.
I don't want to talk to the boss. She's a
How
shit.
am I gonna report this one?
Yeah, right? I literally got tased.
Listen, stay calm, but this is an emergency.
Or are you gonna tell me about it, or you're just gonna keep it a
Just now,
secret?
the killer... Well, just watch the video.
Uh.
I sent the address to Iba.
Oh.
Iris.
No freaking way.
No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Oh. My
Iva, the
god.
source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
No freaking way!
What's our ETA?
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Please, please let me make it in time. That sick bastard!
He's wearing a freaking polar bear. Ooh. That's rude.
Tessa!
Oh.
Hold on! I'll save you!
Ota!
No, he's putting all this on in an act. Where'd the polar bear guy go? He goes off camera.
Away from Tessa!
You go off camera. You're doing the same thing as you did on Twitlong, that Twitter freaking thing. Oh my god. You're making everybody believe that you freaking tried to save her. I kept my foot on the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine raised a high-pitched scream, but I could barely hear it. My heartbeat was pounding in my ears, shaking me to the core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually, the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed.
No,
Again?
it can't be. No. Stop!
Now we get to see. A woman sawed in half. Blood! But didn't she have a bunch of freaking stab wounds in her back from the... It ain't sexual torture, Sal. Jesus Christ.
No!
Well, she's dead, Sal. So I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with a kink. Except for maybe the killer itself. Why do you gotta make it weird? Why do you always gotta make it weird? Where's Q? I need a hug. Oh my god. That goddamn kid. okay, so it was the kid in the panda suit trying to play this whole thing off. But then who killed the kid? I am... What a twist. I am confused.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you.
Don't talk to me like that. If it's not weird, I'm not doing my job. God damn it, Sal.
It's rare to see you down like this, but it's understandable. You blame yourself for this, don't you? Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble, and about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right? Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks? Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love for Iris. He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too. But Iris refused Ota. So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife, killed her, then killed himself.
That's ridiculous. Ota would
amount
never
of-
kill Iris.
He said she saved him.
And how do you explain the other two murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out. Just like Renju and Shoko.
But the kid's wasn't.
Those 3 murders were definitely executed by the same person. The new Cyclops killer.
Confused screaming.
There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions, like killing Iris.
Such as?
Oda had no incentive to kill her.
Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it. Making the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
False, because she already said that she's not a full-out idol. She's only an internet idol. So she can basically do whatever she wants.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend. Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
Oda had no incentive to kill Shoko.
Shoko was married to Renju.
Yeah, they were exes. They were divorced.
Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
But they were
That's a
already
stretch.
divorced.
They've been divorced for years.
Exactly.
Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that? The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit. Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person.
Exactly.
That
they
behavior would be
weren't on
totally
the same
unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first. After he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
That's stretching, you don't know.
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice cutting machine himself? I don't buy it. The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity. But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
Exactly.
There are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
So, He killed him and then put him in the suit to make you think it was a murder-suicide.
Are you sure?
I am.
To try and get him off the trail. To get him off the scent.
Oh, I know that.
Well?
Ota could have stabbed himself.
Why would he do that, though?
Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice cutting
Oh
machine.
my god. He could have easily just stabbed himself in the neck. Used the same knife that he stabbed himself in the gut.
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Right.
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Oh god.
Boss, come on.
You're so
Ota
stupid.
goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Come on, you're supposed to be my boss.
Well, I wasn't being serious.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is a freaking murder. You're supposed to be serious.
I didn't think
Don't
Ota was
be
the culprit
dumb.
from the beginning.
Then why are you doing this?
I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Oh my god. Screw
Really?
HQ.
Yes, really.
I don't like you. I still don't like you.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice-cutting machine. And then...
I wouldn't even believe that. 'Cause he tased you, smiled, and she was standing right there. She wasn't freaking out, and she wasn't doing anything weird. There's something going on. I don't
Then
think that's the case
Who is
either.
the culprit?
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
So let's focus on the
'Cause
3
he
other
wasn't a target.
victims. Shoko, Renju, and Iris. What connects these 3?
I mean, they all come from the same agency. They're either related or married or works for somebody in the same agency.
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good starting point.
Ota's mother, Mayumi?
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju. Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either. And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him. Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked.
But she wouldn't kill her
They
daughter.
were high school
I
classmates.
mean, maybe.
And she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way.
Right.
No matter what the circumstances were. It seems impossible to me.
Yeah, and since her arm is all fucked up.
Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras. But there's no connection to Iris. Mizuki has the strongest connections with all three victims. Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all four of them.
I'm not trying to date an android. Apple wasn't good enough. Apple's never good enough.
Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
She's not strong enough to freaking do it anyway.
Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras. But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris.
Right. Again.
I know Renju and Shoko. And I'm connected to Iris.
The only good thing about Apple is their facial recognition for this. I bought one just for this. It's not my main phone though. I have an Android. Never pay full price for freaking Apple. It's absolutely worthless.
But I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No. Now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events. And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is zero possibility you are the new Cyclops killer.
But what about the old one?
I have been working with you for years.
All you give me is dots whenever it comes up to that freaking case, and so does everybody else.
I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
Oh my god, chaos.
I thought it over, boss. Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation. Do whatever it takes to get the culprit. To get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
I still don't like you. I stepped into the cold storage warehouse. The air conditioning wasn't running, but it was still cold. The temperature hadn't raised much at all. The cold air sunk into my skin, but the center of my body was burning hot. Is this Ota's blood? Any clues?
No, nothing so far.
I checked this place point by point, but didn't find nothing.
Didn't find nothing means you found something. Proper English, mother... Another oil drum. Unlikely to be a clue.
A video camera and laptop. This is what the criminal used to stream.
Give me the laptop.
All of these items have been bought from pawn shops and thrift stores. It would be difficult to determine a suspect from them. I have logged into the Wi-Fi in this warehouse. Okiura Fishery Co., Ltd. is listed as the owner. However, I found the password written directly on the router. Anyone who saw it could have used it.
Iris and Ota's blood.
Right here. Iris and Ota were...
I am sure you are already aware of Ota's time of death.
Just before I arrived. About 3:30 in the morning.
And the cause of death.
Right, about that. Ota had a stab wound from a kitchen knife in his side.
Correct.
What was the exact cause of death? Was it the knife wound or...
Kitchen knife.
I cannot determine that. I can conclude that the knife wound was at least close to being fatal. Even if Ota was still alive on the workbench, he was certainly on the verge of death. If he weren't already extremely weak, we would expect to see more signs of struggle. Iris's estimated time of death and cause of death have been confirmed.
What about Ota's dad?
The video was not a recording. It was a live stream, filmed in real time.
Which means Iris's time of death is 3:20 a.m.
This forklift is old. It does not appear to be functional. It has not been moved in some time.
It's empty.
There are only a few items on the shelf.
Is this warehouse not in use?
There's nothing in it. I don't see any clues here.
Iris also had her left eye removed.
Yeah.
And like Renju and Shoko, Iris's left eyeball has not been recovered.
Maybe Ota was trying to help Iris jumping at the criminal. That led to a scuffle, and Ota ended up with a knife wound in his side. He lost all his power to fight back. He was forcibly put inside the costume, and then finally cut open by the ice cutting machine.
But why?
But why, yeah?
Why did the culprit put the costume on Ota?
Unknown. I have done some research. As the name suggests, the company is owned by the Okiuras. The same Okiuras we know. Renju's father created the company.
Another connection to Renju.
No, actually. Currently, Okiura Fishery has nothing to do with Renju. The company has been managed by office representatives for the past 17 years after Renju's father died. Renju holds no shares and is not involved in the management. In short, Renju did not inherit the company from his father, and it was instead given to other persons.
But it can't be a coincidence.
It certainly is suspicious. Date, we should get moving. Officers from the local jurisdiction are checking the warehouse thoroughly. We will not find anything of importance here.
Yeah, you're right.
You can ask CSI to inform you if they find anything.
All right.
Let me know if you find anything. I'll let them know when I left the warehouse. Kitchen knife though. Computer. What is he doing here? He walked up to me while I was trying to work it out.
Date, I have to talk to you about something.
Huh?
Do you?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Why are you telling me this? You're doing it without boss's interference, maybe?
Why this all of a sudden?
Because I want you to solve this case, Mr. Date. I want you to find who did this and bring them to justice. So, if I can help you, even a little...
Why didn't you say anything at Abyss?
The boss was there.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't speak openly in front of her. So, I decided to meet you here.
All right. Let's hear it.
I still don't like your smile.
Earlier, I told you that I was completely certain the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes. Let me explain why. I'll start by telling you the identity of the Cyclops killer. Although, it's more accurate to say, killers.
More than one?
In the first series of killings, the culprit had an accomplice. One of them was born a murderous psychopath. The other is Rohan Kumakura, the previous chairman of the Kumakuras. They each had a role to play. The murderer committed the homicide, and Rohan removed the eyeball. That...
Why did it get
I don't know.
classified?
The details of the original Cyclops serial killings case have become nebulous over time. Even the official investigation material contains nothing of value. I am unable to draw any conclusions from them.
You really have no idea?
If I did, I would tell you.
About Rohan.
18 years ago, Rohan took a woman's eye. She was already dead. He put his finger into her eye socket and gouged it out. The reason why was simple. He was fascinated by women's eyes. Their beauty stimulated his greed and his desire to possess them. He needed to have them, to make them his own.
Weird.
Driven by this instinctive impulse, he took the woman's eye. From then on, he acquired a grotesque obsession with the eyes of dead women. He was very particular about his need that the eye belonged to a deceased woman. But even being the head of a Yakuza gang, there weren't too many opportunities for him to indulge. His deepest, darkest desire went unfulfilled for years. However, he soon met his ideal partner,
Welcome back, QQ.
the aforementioned psychopath. The Cyclops killer would commit the murder, and Rohan would take the eye. Thus, a mutually beneficial relationship was established. This was the origin of the Cyclops serial killings. At about the same time, you were assigned to Abyss. He was born with a brain dysfunction. Due to damage to the posterior pituitary gland, he was unable to properly secrete oxytocin.
Oxytocin is a peptide hormone linked to feelings of love, affection, and trust. It is colloquially referred to as the love hormone. It causes a tranquilizing effect which improves mood and relieves stress. It is normally secreted when the body makes contact with an object of affection, such as an embrace or caress.
I'm sure you know what this implies, but he was unable to feel love in the way that we do. However, he was able to experience a substitute, His brain was wired in such a way that allowed him to feel satisfaction through other means. Due to the unique idiosyncrasies of his brain, he was able to release large amounts of dopamine and endorphins by performing a certain action.
Murder.
What was it?
Murder.
Dopamine is a hormone linked to the reward system of the brain. The pleasant feeling attained through accomplishment is dopamine. Endorphins are a kind of brain narcotic. They dull pain and create a feeling of happiness.
He got pleasure from killing people?
It's slightly more complicated than that. Killing people was the only way he could get pleasure. He was 12 when he took his first life. That enlightened him to the pleasure of murder, which he would do again and again.
The original Cyclops killer had an accomplice.
There were 2 Cyclops killers.
And one of them was the former chairman of the Kumakuras, Rohan Kumakura.
Rohan committed suicide by jumping to his death 1 year ago.
Did he feel
That
bad
means-
about them?
Pewter, tell me this. One of the original killers is dead, I know that. But that means one remains. Who is he?
After his 4th murder, he was arrested by the police. They actually picked him up on other charges. But, in any case, he is currently serving a life sentence in Fuchu prison.
So they do
Fuchu
have
prison?
him.
Yes.
What's his name?
In prison, he doesn't have a name. He is simply called Number 89.
Number 89.
I know who killed Shogun Adami.
So, now you know why I said that.
Should have went there.
That the original Cyclops killer couldn't have committed these crimes. Because one is dead, and the other is behind bars. Neither of them had the opportunity.
You know, if I had this information before, I would have been able to confront the guy in the prison and probably stop other murders from happening. But because y'all kept this under wraps and my boss is a bitch. Oh my god. All this shit happened because you guys wouldn't open your mouth! I hate. Yeah, they're basically accomplices. By not telling me all the information that I needed to know about the previous case, they got people killed. They're just as freaking guilty. Oh my god. Oh, I wish I could just like insert myself into the freaking game and just slap them. I'm like, these people are dead because of you. Because you wouldn't let me know about the original case. And now they're dead because you wouldn't open your mouth. They're dead because of you. You are responsible for those kids' deaths! How do you feel, assholes? Ugh. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I stepped inside. I thought it was empty, but I saw a shadow in the corner of my eye. It was Mayumi. It was like watching a decaying old tree cling pathetically to the earth. Where's your knife, Mayumi?
is your fault.
My
I
fault?
heard from the police. Because you didn't take care of Iris.
What are you talking
My boy
about?
Ota got involved.
Date, I looked into the investigation report. Mayumi confirmed Ota's body early this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry. I want to be alone right now. Did you not hear me?
I wasn't there!
Said leave!
Oh my god. You wanted me to, what, kill Iris?
Date, let's go. She is in no state to talk.
Yeah, you're right.
When I visited the Sagan household, I found Hitomi with a hollow look in her eyes. She let me in and asked me to sit on the sofa. I agreed and sat down. But after that, I couldn't say a single word. The heavy silence weighed on both of us.
Iris was my everything. We always went everywhere together. Whether it was buying clothes, or going to the movies, or taking a walk, or going shopping at the supermarket. When she was young, she would just hold one of my fingers. Her hand was too small to hold mine. Then it was 2, then 3, and finally she could hold my hand. But eventually, she left my hands altogether. She started crossing her arms, being independent, even though she needed constant attention growing up. Oda was one of my students. I taught him in elementary school. I heard it from the police. Oda tried to help Iris and ended up... I don't know what to say. I have no words. Her memories are a part of this room. And always will be. When she was a baby, she fell off that sofa and cried and cried. One day she tore up her picture book all over the floor here. Another time she drew with crayons all over the window. She painted my portrait on Mother's Day. Scratches on the floor, chipped plates, burn marks on the table, stains on the cushions. Everything you see. It all holds a memory of her. But why?
Hitomi, my entire focus is on this case. Is there anything at all you can tell me?
I don't know if this is important, but
No, please, tell me.
I may have told you this already. I met Renju's wife Shoko twice before. The first time at the wedding, the second time a month ago. That second time was in the waiting room of the prison.
Prison?
There's an acquaintance of mine from when we were younger. I visit them a few times a year. And by coincidence, I saw Shoko. I don't think she noticed me, but I recognized her as Renju's wife right away.
Oh my
She was
god!
there for the same reason I was, to visit one of the inmates.
Hello! Thank you for the raid! How did the Minecraft go? Ah! This freaking game is heavy! Killing me, man. Game be filled with a bunch of shit. I know! I'm so mad.
Do you know who?
No, I don't. We didn't talk.
Which prison?
Fuchu Prison. In Tokyo.
Fuchu.
Mm-hmm.
Prison?
We gotta go there. We should have went there a while ago.
I'm sorry to have bothered you. I'll be going now.
I couldn't help. I would hug the shit out of her. Okay, well, thank you.
I
Thank you.
know what to do.
Don't.
Thinking about her.
Don't hurt yourself, please.
Dante, please, you have to catch them. Please. Please.
I will. Trust me.
Ah, this sucks. I'm gonna go get my coffee. I'll be right back.